Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video we're going to be talking about hyperpigmentation, melasma, and all those things down the line. If you're new here, my name is Anjana and I'm a doctor and currently expanding my career in cosmetic and aesthetic medicine. So let's get into the video. In order to know more about hyperpigmentation and all these issues, you need to know more about the skin in depth. So let's get onto this and then we'll get back to the issues later. I will post a picture somewhere here and we're going to be talking from bottom to up. So the bottom layer is the subcutaneous fat layer. Next comes the dermis and then comes the epidermis. Now the subcutaneous fat and the dermis do not play any role in hyperpigmentation. It's the epidermis that plays a really big role. Now, if I have to talk about the epidermis and hyperpigmentation, it's going to be a really long video and it's going to turn into an anatomy and physiology video rather than a skincare video. But just know that the lowest layer of epidermis is the basal cell layer and it divides the dermis from the epidermis. So this basal cell layer produces new skin cells and starts pushing it up, and the skin that is already on the top, known as stratum corneum, becomes a dead skin cell layer. That's the basic you need to know for now. So the basal cell layer has melanocytes, that is melanin producing cells. They produce melanin with the help of an enzyme called tyrosinase. Now this statement that I gave you will help us build a solid plan for the treatment of hyperpigmentation. So what causes hyperpigmentation? The list can go on, but here are a few of the reasons. Not using SPF and prolonged sun exposure. These two reasons will trigger your melanocytes to produce more melanin and hence darkening your pigment spots. Other reasons can be inflammation like acne or other skin related issues, or pregnancy. During pregnancy, a woman undergoes a really crazy amount of hormonal imbalance, so we cannot treat it during that period, but we can definitely wait for the postpartum period and treat it accordingly. Other issues might be not using your products in a proper manner or order, or how your dermatologist suggested. So how do we treat this condition? I will state down 3 points that will help us make a base of our skincare routine for hyperpigmentation. Point number 1, pigment is produced in a melanocyte with the help of tyrosin. Point number 2, now this pigment is transported to a melanosome and this melanosome transports it into our skin cells, that is keratinocytes. Now point number 3, this pigment is released onto the keratinocyte. So now we have to focus on inhibiting tyrosinase so that the pigment does not get released, or inhibit melanosome so that the released pigment does not get transported, or if it has already been transported and if the spots are showing on your face, we need to focus on skin cell turnover so that the pigmentation spot lightens. So talking about tyrosinase inhibitors, we have retinoids, vitamin C, azelaic acid, kojic acid, and arbutin. Now, these ingredients also perform a lot of other things. Some of them are antioxidants and also will reduce free radical damage, but then one of their main mechanisms of action is to inhibit tyrosinase. There are only 2 melanosome inhibitors that I'm aware of. They are retinoids and niacinamide. Now, they will help in inhibiting the transport of the main pigment. If your skin is already showing pigmentation spots, then you might want to use AHA, alpha hydroxy acid, BHA, beta hydroxy acid, or retinoids. You can actually pause this video and list all the products down, and you can incorporate these products into your skincare. So if you notice that retinoids are mentioned in all the 3 categories, so you might actually start using retinol in your skincare during the night, and during the day you probably can use vitamin C or niacinamide because they are really great antioxidants. So far you've learned the science behind hyperpigmentation and how to treat this at every level and also the ingredient list. Now I'm going to give you a few extra tips on how to make your hyperpigmentation better. Number 1 would be using SPF, preferably tinted. Now how to know that? You want to apply or use a sunscreen that has iron oxide in it. People usually go for UVA, UVB protection, but just know that visible light also causes hyperpigmentation and it might be one of the biggest causes actually. Iron oxide is known to block these visible lights and show a really great improvement in hyperpigmentation. Other tip would be treating the underlying cause like inflammation, like acne. You might want to visit your dermatologist because they might put you in an oral medication or prescription retinoids like tretinoin. Next one would be pregnancy. You actually have to wait for your postpartum period. Now the third one will be using your products properly. For example, hydroquinone, if used in a wrong manner or if exploited or not followed your dermatologist's advice, can cause permanent pigmentation of skin. If you're trying to cure acne and pigmentation at the same time, then you might want to use retinoids and azelaic acid because they are a really good combination. My last tip would be supplementing yourself with polypodium leucotomas. It is an antioxidant and when taken orally has shown great benefits in treating melasma. So guys, that's it for my video. I hope you enjoyed it, and because it was science-backed, I hope you learned a few things from it. See you in my next video. Bye!